So yeah, I actually got admin in Roblox TDS. No joke, with this panel right here, you can do a ton of wacky stuff. Spam a million towers, create the most overpowered custom units in existence, check out unseen behind the scenes stuff, and a lot more. And what's crazy is that anyone can get access to this. Kind of, not really. There's actually a pretty big problem with the admin mode, a little bit of a snaggle, a misstep, a fumble if you will, but on the surface level, it's incredibly based. I mean, who doesn't want admin? All the basic features you could want are there. You can give yourself infinite money or health, you can spam as many towers as you want, crush the game easily, but what's more interesting to me are some of the advanced features, like the stat editor. This allows you to customize the tower's stats, who would have thought? And you can really push this to its extremes, it's pretty funny. Take the ranger, you know, cliff tower, does big damage, but shoots really slowly, right? We don't like that. It has a 7-second cooldown at max level. Well, with the admin, you can change that to like a 0.1 second cooldown, creating a fairly strong tower. This is probably at least B tier. You can also edit any of the other stats, including damage. So if you wanted, you could boost that too. Power scale the ranger straight out of the TDS verse. There's some other tower stat editing can get wacky with as well. Mortar, funny. You can spam a gazillion cluster bombs and lag out the game. Sledger looks really froggy with 0.1 fire rate. It just jitters all over the place. The freezing effect glitches out. It deals some crazy DPS. On the other side of the coin, you can set towers' fire rate very low and their damage per shot to like a million billion, which leads to funny moments like this. Snowballer OP, wow, how funny and epic was that? Leave a like and subscribe. You can disable placement limits, allowing you to spam a bunch of normally placement cap stuff like Gatling gun, which can get a bit weird. It's like that one Calvin and Hobbes subplot, you know? You can spam a million DJs, just fill the whole map up with the biggest skin possible, likewise with any of the spawner towers to clog up the path. And testing all these buffs is really easy too, as the admin panel features a zombie section, where you can spawn whatever enemies you want. You also have the option to kind of customize their stats, albeit not as deeply as the towers. You get some preset mutations which you can apply to them. You can make them strong, you can make them fat, you can make them Aggron, the Pokemon, that's what that one is. The enemy selection here is pretty vast, and you can mess with their properties even more via the match modifiers, which allow you to modify the game. There are a lot of challenge ones, of course. You know, you can buff the zombies' health, stats, you can turn them into gnomes. I don't know why this one is here, but I found some of the other modifiers to be more interesting. Retro Deaths is my favorite. It is psychologically healing to watch a bunch of zombies explode into a million Lego pieces. The Scuba Diver helmet one is also great. Of course, the Skibbity Toilet modifier is just peak. There's the Confetti one, the July 4th one, and if you really want to see something, you can turn every modifier on at once, and you get this. If you're wondering about the slow motion, by the way, time scaling is another feature of the admin panel. You can make the gameplay super slow or ultra fast. You can speedrun quick with this. There's a couple of other less crazy features. You can of course change the map. As I already showed, you can spawn any of the path going units you want, and you can spam as many power-ups as you want. You can mix and match different options to create fully custom challenges. For example, I tried winning with only the barricade power-up and no towers against the Skibbity Toilet zombies on the new Simplicity map, and I lost. Bit of a silly challenge obviously, but that's just one of potentially hundreds of goofy ideas and challenge runs you can set up with admin. The possibilities it offers seem near limitless, but they are not. I've been very complimentary on the admin panel so far throughout this video. So far, I said that twice. I think by itself, it's a really fun feature. And for making videos, it is a godsend, but the truth is that the admin panel has a lot of restrictions and shortcomings, which by themselves don't combine to that great an issue, but the problem lies in how you get admin. You buy it. The admin mode is presented as a Roblox Gamepass, which costs 8,000 Robux, which is $100 worth of it if you buy it off the website in Canadian dollars. There is a way to access it for free, but that version of the admin panel requires literally hundreds of hours of tedious, grinding to unlock, and even when progressed to completion, it still lacks most features the paid version offers, so I'm going to mostly dismiss it. This Game Pass and its $100 price tag seriously sours my perception of the admin panel, because it is notably lacking in some areas, and that becomes far less forgivable when you consider the price of admission. Like, as I showcased earlier, you can place down any towers you want freely, but wrong buzzer, you actually can't. For some reason, the pool of towers is arbitrarily limited so that you can't spawn any event towers you don't already own, which As I was writing the script, they even recently patched the functionality of the panel to allow you to spawn regular towers you don't own, while specifically gating off the unobtainable event ones. Which sucks, obviously, that's so dumb. The event towers are the towers most people are going to want to spawn in, because some of them have been unobtainable for 4+ years now, not many people have them all. I want to try out like Swarmer, the 2020 event prize, the only tower in the entire game I don't have. You could do this exact thing with the old Admin Gamepass, so why can't you do it here? It's so anti-fun. It's such an odd decision for a Game Pass that's supposed to be the ultimate power to not even be able to spawn in all the towers? Did they read the Fortnite Renegade Raider copy pasta and take it seriously? The staff only ones not being there, I'm fine with. I think that's understandable. And that's not the only restriction on towers either. With the admin panel, you cannot change skins. You can't change them during the match, and you don't get access to skins you don't have. Which $100 and I can't even put the Skibidi toilet skin in my scout tower? What? TDS has some incredibly rare skins, like ICT Freezer. You can only get this if you played the game 5 years ago. Whoopsies. Twitter Minigunner, that's a 4-year-old skin. They're gonna have to update to X Minigunner soon. Bunny Scout, Demon Gladiator, Steampunk Rocketeer. There are literally hundreds of skins in TDS. And I was looking forward to spawning in a lot of the ones I didn't have, and checking them out for myself, and recording footage of them for the first time. I imagine a skin selection menu could have been pretty complicated to put together with how many there are, but I mean, they already put an insane amount of work into the rest of the admin panel. It feels like they definitely could have done it if they want to. Maybe they'll add it later or something, I don't know. Just at the moment feels like a massive fumble not having that feature. Even in general, the admin panel feels restricted. The path-going unit section also comes to mind. There are so many cool secret little units in the game, which have only ever been accessible via the admin console. I'm thinking the Barrack Soldier, I'm thinking the XR tanks, I'm thinking the Past Sentry, I'm thinking the original monster. The new monster design is a bit odd, I would say. And you can't spawn any of those, nor even any of the regular, outdated units, like the older versions. They only offer the pool of currently publicly available ones, which is mega lame. For the maps, it would be unrealistic to expect every old map, there's way too many, but the old event ones would have been really cool, along with maybe a handful of the most iconic regular older maps. As it is, the only available removed maps are the April Fool's one, half of the maps from the 2021 Halloween event, they're missing 2 out of 4, the old version of Badlands, and that's it. The selection is so random, it makes me wonder if they lost the files for the rest of the event maps or something. The game mode selection is janky as hell. Having to use modifiers to play special modes is really annoying, and I don't think you can even play hardcore. I'm not fully sure. There's no options for the removed legacy game modes either, which was a promised feature that isn't here. The enemy selection overall is okay, but it doesn't go that extra mile. There's a whole legacy subsection with some removed zombies, but the majority of the enemies here are just the ones from the special game modes. The ones you can still fight currently in the game right now. The uncharitable part of me thinks that they only put them in the legacy section to prevent free-to-play folks from being able to access them, because it doesn't make sense to put the quote-unquote outdated zombies, some of which aren't even outdated in the slightest, in the same section as the zombies which have been straight up removed from the game. They're not at all in the same grouping. And don't say it's because they use the legacy enemy system, that's a dumb reasoning. Even with the removed zombies there are, the selection is lacking. There's no event bosses, there's no hidden wave enemies, the golden zombies aren't there. I think the golems are supposed to be there, but they aren't, at least not currently. Molten Boss similarly appears to be MIA, he isn't there either, and that actually leads into another problem with the admin mode, which is that it's glitchy. That is understandable, it's a super complex system supporting a bunch of different variables and stuff, game design. The game was not really meant to function this way, so I won't go too hard on the bugs and glitches, but it is something else to note. There are features which are missing, features which don't work properly, and it's hard to distinguish what's what, honestly. Maybe some of my complaints will be rectified in the future, maybe some of them are unintended bugs, who even knows? They're selling the Game Pass right now, and this is what they're offering right now, so That's what I'm going off of. Currently, admin mode is not worth it unless you're a content creator who tells people to subscribe and like the video, and thanks channel members for giving me a bit of money. Thank you, I love money, yeah. It's just too pricey to have this many missing options. I know the cost is a bit contentious. If you believe this poll the developers posted, they were originally considering charging up to 25,000 Robux for this, which is $280. So the 8,000 Robux price tag might not seem that bad by comparison. Classic marketing trick. But sometimes you need to kind of take a step back from the Roblox economy. This Game Pass is not good value. Right now, there's a sale on the Admin Gamepass. It's 30% off, it's marked down from 8,000 to 5,599 Robux. Great, that's now only $70 worth of Robux. With that same amount of money, I could go on Steam, which is currently running a winter sale of its own. By the time I'm recording this voiceover, it's done, but it was epic while it was out. And I could buy Super Meat Boy, Hollow Knight, Celeste, Outer Wilds, Nine Souls, and Undertale all together for less money. And those are some good ass games, man. Genuinely, some of my favorites of all time in there. I'd say those are all 10 out of 10s. Except Meat Boy. Meat Boy is good, but it's not 10 out of 10. It's okay. So you could get all that, or you could get the admin panel, or you could get this Jumbo Josh Garten of Ban Ban U2's plushie.